Alright, guys, what's up? We've got a series between two of our favorite players that we have not been seeing enough of recently. We've got Onside Gaming's Maru, one of the greatest Terran players of all time, if not the best. And Scarlett, representing Shopify Rebellion, a massive fan favorite from Canada. I know I've got another series of hers I'll be casting soon, as I haven't cast her kind of matches towards the final bracket of the ESL American Regionals just yet, where she did very well, as she always does, being Canada's best player. Canada, definitely the name of the country. Australia, Canada, that's how it goes. America, USA, yep, for sure. Anyways, Command Center goes down, no SCV scout. Maru not afraid of getting cheesed. And Scarlett's just gone for a pretty standard 16 hatchery opening. We'll see her rallying down. I imagine she's just going to do a modified Clash build, but I do wonder, how straight up does she play? Does she do something crazy? Does she mix it up? Or is she just going to go completely standard? Because I would not want to play standard versus Maru. I'd be like, rush double upgrades and do a giant 1/1 Ling Bane bust or something like that. Reaper's coming forwards. Ooh, 6 Zerglings. Okay, she's playing very safe. She doesn't want to lose any extra units to this Reaper. Now, it is going to be a 3 Command Center follow-up for Maru, so he's playing just business as usual, straight up, really standard TvZ so far. Which is interesting, because I feel like Maru often just does crazy openings all the time. It's weird to see him open up a series with something standard. Who knows, maybe he'll play 3cc mech or something like that. Maru is the kind of guy who just seems incapable of doing a standard early game when he's the favorite. Feels like he always wants to make the games a little bit more fun. 3rd Command Center goes down, 2nd gas, which means it's likely a Banshee follow-up. Could be Raven. Reaper's going to go around. She's already snuck a Zergling out. I like this. So this Zergling's job is to confirm that it's 3 Command Center. By running in here at 3 minutes 30 and seeing there's no depot started, she knows that this is actually going to be a 3 Command Center build. So she'll save that Zergling, send it in about 20 seconds, and then go from there. Reaper throwing a random grenade on the ground is going to circle that main base. Oh, he blocked her from building the Spore Crawler at first, but he had to back away, so she still saves the drone. And she should be sending that Zergling in any moment now. 3rd hatchery is already up. She's on 3 queens. 4th and 5th queen do start here. Immediately supply blocked again, but another Overlord pops out. That's going to allow her to flood out those drones. Ling Speed is on the way. She's kept a worker on gas, so this is looking super standard for her so far. First Hellion starting to roll across this map. Getting ready to start roasting and toasting. And in fact, a Viking coming out. Interesting. So Maru actually not going to go Banshee. Just going to look to deny scouting information. Oh, Ling Speed's not ready. Oh, good Ling Micro though. Very good Ling Micro by Scarlett. She gets a Hellion kill. Only loses 1 Zergling. Everything else will slowly regenerate. Fantastic cleanup by her. Oh my god. This Reaper, how is this guy still alive and being annoying? Sacrifices in the main. He sees no lair, which is quite important. So normally about 4 minutes 30, you'll see a lair, a Baneling Nest, and a 2nd gas on this natural all go up at once. I know this build in detail because Scarlett taught me this build. When I was grinding Zerg last, she really fixed my Zerg vs Terran, taught me how to play solid, you know, Lingbane ZVT with this opening. So I know she's big on following that format. We'll find out in a moment how she goes. She's been hitting a few more supply blocks than normal, so I think she's going to be very upset with the amount of droning she's had on that 3rd base. Like that 3rd, she would like to have that fully saturated before the 5-minute mark. And instead, it's like, yeah, she's got drones rallying out, but man, she often has that fully saturated at 4 minutes 30 even. Baneling Nest does go up as well as the lair in the main. 2nd gas should be starting up soon, though it looks like she's holding off for the moment. Probably just focusing on getting her mineral count back in line. And it is indeed mech, you kidding me? Maru's actually going to play mech, guys. Oh my god, I was joking about that earlier. I was joking, I didn't actually think. I was like, well, I know Maru can't just play standard 3cc Biomine, because that would just be too easy. He'd just win the game. Like, no offense to Scarlett, she's really good, but no one can stop Maru's 3cc Biomine except like the very, very best Zergs in the world, and then it's still 50-50. If you're not Serral, like, you're in trouble. He's actually going to go with a lair there while scanning the creep up at the front. Oh, the Liberator, I should say. Liberator sieging the lair. Spore Crawler's on the way. Queens are moving over. Oh, big roast on the Zerglings. He just roasted 12 of her Zerglings. This is a really good start. And she's going to lose at least 1 or 2 more drones here. Looks like just 1 for now. The Queen will start damaging that Liberator. Queens at the front are defending A-okay. The Hellions getting pushed back. But look, because he's keeping her busy, she can't actually respread creep. So she's kept it down at 58 drones. He's already into Magfield, Blue Flame, 5 factory here. And she's only just started her 4th base. She doesn't even have a Roach Warren. She hasn't had time to go scout because she's so busy trying to defend it. Oh, very mature decision to pull back. He actually probably could have got a lot of damage, but he wasn't sure if there was more Zerglings popping out. And he says, yeah, keep the Hellions alive. Make sure I can defend my 3rd base. I want to keep clearing creep. I want to keep her contained. I don't want a lot of creep out here because creep is going to allow her to get on top of my units. For now, Scarlett's scouting is just lacking. She has no information on what's going on. She's so busy on the defense trying not to fall behind in this early game that she is just losing situational awareness. I feel if she had a Roach Warren already on the way Roach Speed started, I think I might favor her. But without the ability to build Roaches, she's going to have to build Hydraling Bane, and whilst that can deal with mech, it's a very fragile composition where a few good Blue Flame volleys can ruin your day. Of course, I don't think I actually introduced the game properly for those who don't know. This is a best of 3 from the WardiTV Korean Royale. It's an older match that I've had on my list of a match that was meant to be rather interesting and exciting, but hadn't got around to cast. So it is going to be a best of 3 group stage match. It's not kind of deciding necessarily who goes out of the group or anything like that, but it is still a very competitive best of 3. Queen's trying to drop some transfuses, Cyclones with some lock-ons. The Roach Warren is on the way. I feel like... Did she cancel the Hydrodent? I think she canceled the Hydrodent. Okay. If I was in her shoes, I'm pretty sure I would have just committed to Hydras, feeling that the Roach Tech is too late, because Roach Speed is miles away. But she can at least morph Ravages in the meantime to help her out. She's building more Overlords as they go down. Baneling's trying to move forward. She has to defend, but his units lost tab looking pretty healthy. The creep has been contained for the most part. The scan's coming in continually, and he's already got a 4th command center finished before the 8-minute mark. Oh me, oh my. Scarlett leaving her mineral line undefended. Oh, big mistake for her. She doesn't want to lose all these Banelings. Another Overlord gets locked on. 7 drones do fall down. She doesn't need to replace those drones. She just needs to get Ravages out to survive. The Cyclones raining down death. She's out of transfuse. Uh-oh. She's out of transfuse. She just lost like 5 queens. The Baneling's going to connect on one of the aliens, but that's about it. Oh, man. He's running over her right now. 15 roaches are there. She's got an infestation pit. There's a Viking in the main pit killing units. This is so frustrating. She did not expect mech. This is always what happens when any Zerg plays Maru. They expect to struggle to deal with a proper normal macro game, and he always does a weird opening. That's what he always does. But, you know, oh man, good spready on the aliens. Banelings take out some of them. She can't afford these drone losses right now. She cannot afford that. 7 drones is not the end of the world. She's got some roaches out now. Her roach speed's almost here. The problem is that there's just nothing for Maru to worry about at home. He's making an orbital on his 4th base, not even caring to make a planetary. She's trying to make pathogen glands to get infestors. She's redroned back to 75. She takes out a few Cyclones, a very necessary victory for her, but she's got to keep this army spread. She gets a few more Cyclones on the right, loses a roach or 2, but well worth it to clean those Cyclones up. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, 14 hit points. 14 hit point hatchery barely survives for Scarlett. If she keeps that alive for a few minutes longer, that's huge. Lings and roaches are actually finding his base. Is he actually going to regret not making a planetary? Oh my god, he's got Banshees on the way, but they just started. They're not here yet. He's going to lose a bunch of SCVs. This is a very fragile style battle mech, and remember, he's burnt about 15 to 20 scans to clear creep and to maintain lock-ons. That's a massive hit to his economy. He lost a lot of mules because of that, but he will punish her on the retreat. Cyclones are faster than roaches. 4.72 versus 4.2. That's with roach speed. She needs to be on creep in order to get away from those lock-ons. The creep is very far back. She's got a random tumor on the right, a few on the left, but in the middle, it's not looking too flash hot. 5th base is on the way. She's got a few infestors coming out, and he's now swapping into siege tanks. So there we go. More and more tanks queuing up. Oh, nice alien dive. 5 more drones, make it 7. And she immediately has to hold that drone key down because she's broke. Ling run by going to come in, force a few of these SCVs to run away. Only gets 1 SCV kill though, so not the most successful run by. I'd love to see Banelings hitting these mineral lines. That side and this side are wide open. The moment he gives up any map control, you know, he can get in trouble. Like, he's basically just relying on aggression to keep Scarlett back, and no! Her 4th base gets sniped. Oh, that sucks for her. She's trying to send another Ling run by, but it runs into his army. This is looking really good for Maru. Even though there was a moment of fear, he's up on 1-1 upgrades now. Fungal only catches the front-running Cyclone. She's got to save those Fungals. I don't think it's worth it to just kill 2 or 3 of these Cyclones. I think she should have saved those bad boys. She's getting a bit overeager, though. Oh, she actually clears the Hellions up. Okay. I mean, she's starting to break through. Oh, more Cyclones and Hellions come in, though. And she's overcommitting for sure. This is a big overcommitment for Scarlett. I think just chasing him like this plays into the advantage of his army. And even though she takes out a tank there at the end as well, the units lost tab not being too bad for her, but she's been behind on economy. Remember, he's got a 4th base. He's rebuilding that 5th command center there as well. That did get sniped by those units earlier. And he's got the similar army supply, even greater army supply, which is a huge issue for her. She's lost the mining on her 4th. She's having to lose control over the 5th base right now. Lings and Roaches coming in, but it's only a trickle. And it looks like Maru mixing things up with the surprise mech build pays off huge. And you know what? A lot of the time his builds look kind of silly, his openings, even though the rest of his game is so solid in the late game. But I love the fact that he keeps his opponents guessing. Look at this push. Tanks, Cyclones, the Hellbats beautifully spread. The Cyclones moving back and forth. She loses control of this base. She's got to back off. Her Infestors have all taken a tank shot. They're super close to dying. She's back on 4 bases, and that absolutely sucks for her. She needs a 5th base up. She's going to try and expand to the top left. Small linger on buys. I mean, I still feel like his bases are so wide open to backstabs, but he's not giving her any room to breathe. Look at that tank spready, man. Bunch of Hellbats, bunch of Cyclones. Oh, and look how deep those tanks are. Lings do run in. Very nice run by for Scarlett. She just doesn't have the numbers. Not much she can do here. She lands a triple bile, takes out that front-running siege tank. Overseer barely escapes the lock-on. Cyclone moving down the bottom right side. And 9 SCVs did fall. She's up in workers, but she's got nowhere to mine. And there is a tank push that demands an answer. If she can't clear this up right now, she's out of this game. And she's only got a few Roaches and Ravagers left. There's just too much Terran on the dance floor. I feel like these fights were incredibly efficient for her, considering she's playing Zerg versus mech. But it doesn't matter if you're somewhat efficient, if you're this far down under the gun of a surprise mech build. Ling's getting a lot of worker kills here. Aliens will rally over and take care of it eventually, but not before 7 more SCVs go down. But without an answer on the front, she is done for. The Roaches and Ravagers trying to spread out. 3 Cyclones get fungled and taken out. The Auto Turret and the Raven actually fall there. The Queens, Roaches, Ravagers trying to break this line. Oh, she just cannot get through that siege tank, and Sergeant Chadhammer there at the end of that game does smash it up. Alright guys, we've got Maru now after a nice mech game 1. He's going back to his comfort zone. Him and Beyond are obsessed with this build. It's the 2-Rax Reaper with the low ground wall off. Scarlett in the bottom right. We'll see how she deals with this. I think a bit of a shaky game for her. The supply blocks are not something she's going to be happy with. Those supply blocks were uncharacteristic, and I believe it was 44. She was supply blocked for a little longer than normal. She then got supply blocked pretty bad on like 58 supply. And again on like 74 or something like that. So there was a few big supply blocks that slowed down her droning. And then there was that moment when her Zerglings kind of ran into their Hellions defending her natural, and most of them got roasted. Because of all of that, she was kind of a bit behind, and she was extra tunnel visioned on fixing her economy and just staying safe against the standard things. She wasn't thinking into the future. She wasn't scouting, and obviously that cost her big time. I guarantee you if Maru tries to play mech here again, she actually does very well versus it. I might even favor her to take the map. But with the 2-Rax opening, the likelihood of mech is very, very low, as there'll be a 3 Reaper opening and command center behind it. The question is, what follow-up does Maru prefer? I feel like Maru likes the 3 command center follow-up, whereas Beyond very evenly mixes up his follow-up. Sometimes he'll build a 3rd and 4th barracks, do a big giant stim marine push. Sometimes he'll even pull SCVs with that but Beyond if he can hide it. Other times Beyond goes 2-1-1, so he goes quick factory starport so he can do a double medevac stim marine drop. And other times he'll play the 3CC, which I think Maru does prefer. So with Beyond, there's a few more question marks about the follow-up, but I think with Maru, you can kind of assume he's going to do the economic follow-up. We'll see if Scarlett takes advantage. Zerglings trying to defend this, and of course already marine production, which tells us that's all the Reapers will see this game, just the standard 3. It is very hard to get a 3rd base up in this scenario. I wonder how Scarlett adapts. Okay, do we go creep? No, she's going for the double inject. So she says, look, I can't get a 3rd up, but that's okay. I'll just build 3 and 4 Queen. Overlord, she should build another Overlord pretty soon as well. And just keep droning up her 2 bases as quickly as possible. If you get your natural saturated really quickly, it's not that big a deal if your 3rd doesn't go down until after Ling Speed's finished. So obviously she doesn't want to delay it too long, but we'll see how she goes. Reaper's coming in, being a bit of a nuisance. Ooh. Okay. Oh, he almost gets a drone, but not quite. Scarlett. Good discipline. She realized that drone wasn't going to go down. I mean, you could say good discipline or her being a bit greedy, one or the other, depending on your perspective. It worked, so we can't really doubt it. Reaper's going to try to rotate in the main, but she's pulling her queens up there, and she's going to use this time to send a drone to the third. So she'll get the third up. She's already on 33 workers. She does lose her first worker of the game. So what has been a near-perfect defense finally takes her first real loss. And with a third base on the way, I actually like her position, guys. She's back on gas because she realized she wouldn't have that many spaces to mine from. I know when she's like semi-contained, she likes to put back on gas and go for earlier upgrades than normal. Be interesting to see if she does that here. Stim is on the way from Maru right now. We've got a third command center, factory, and starport. So yeah, as suspected, the 3 command center into the 2-1-1. That's exactly what he likes to do here most of the time. Oh! Ooh, almost gets 2 drones, but only 1. I mean, in total, losing 2 lings, 2 drones. She's been hitting her injects. She's been droning well. I think she's doing really good. She just needs 1 or 2 more workers in the main. And then everything else, you might think, oh, she's oversaturated, but she can transfer to her third base. Is she playing roaches? No, she's doing the quick double upgrades. Yes, I know she loves the double upgrades. Even if it's like proxy 3-Rax Reaper, she likes to go quick double upgrades after this opening. That'll play pretty well versus the third command center, but she's going to have to watch out. Maru is going to test her with what appears to be Armory Widowmine drops. I think he'll probably go the Armory as well. Not 100% sure, but he's definitely going to pump out at least 1 Widowmine drop, maybe even go for a second medevac as well. One upgrade starting up at 4 minutes 55 for Scarlett. She's on 3 gas. Lair is on the way. That third base got 8 workers on it. Obviously not the super ideal saturation for a normal game, but you got to realize that Maru is not where he would normally be either. He does have an armory on the way. He's going to send that 4 Widowmine drop down the bottom. She should see this coming. Zergling's well positioned, and there we go. She spots it. Let's see if Scarlett reacts. We're on Scarlett's vision. She sees the medevac. She glances at it. She's going to go for a 4th base on the triangle up front. Interesting that she didn't take that earlier in this game, but I guess that was purely decided by the fact that the Reapers were down there. And Queen's going to move to the edge of her main. I don't think she's expecting him to continue into the main base. She probably thinks this is a Marine drop coming out right now. That's the standard follow-up. You can see she's very much focused on her army right now. Third base is full of minerals. She's still only on 3 gases. She doesn't know if this is like a big 2-base follow-up or not. Where is that Widowmine drop? Let's go back to everyone's camera, guys. Oh, there it is. It changed angle. Changed angle, came around the top side. And 2 Widowmines in the third, as well as 2 in the natural. She's got to handle that. She loses an Overlord in the natural. She tries to do the Spore Crawler. Oh, changes targets a few times. And a Widowmine in the main. Oh, maximum annoyance right here. Oh, she does save 1 drone, but she loses 1 to the splash damage. Well microed nonetheless. Her lings are in position, so that shouldn't really be able to do too much as long as her lings move underneath. She's a little slow to react, but that's okay. With the queens nearby, Maru would be crazy to commit to that, and indeed he does pull back. She's sitting on 52 workers. Scarlett's going all in. Scarlett is going all in. Maru sees that 4th base isn't quite finished, so he might not realize that she is not actually droning it. He might think, oh yeah, she's got a bunch of drones she's about to transfer. He needs to turtle at home right now. She's going for a giant 1-1 Ling Bane all in. Does she wait for the Zerglings? She's not even going to wait for the Zerglings. She's just going to jam it right now. She's just going to go for it. Mass Zergling is just going to shove into that third base. She doesn't want to give him any time to get ready. She knows her economy sucks, and she's got urgency. A bit slow on the SCV pull. 13 SCVs go down immediately. He even lifts the door and locks them out of his own base. The Marines do start to fall there, but they take a pretty good fight in terms of picking off some of the Zerg units. Her Ling's at the wall, not doing that great. She will tear down these depots, and still a very good trade there for Scarlett. She's going to take down that third base. Depot wall, 16 workers, and this gives her the opportunity to now drone off 3 gas, still playing a Mass Ling Bane style. There's no more gases coming in, but she's got Bane speed. She can drone her 4th mineral line, take a 5th base, take a macro hatch, and she'll be sitting pretty in this game. As I say that, she builds 9 more drones. She's rallying some back into the gas as well. Building a Hydrogen. I think she needs extra hatcheries. She's got to realize, yes, this is a bit of a weird start, but she needs those hatcheries, otherwise she's in trouble. Without extra hatcheries, I don't think you can produce all of your money off this, and you definitely need extra gases. She will take a 4th gas now as well. Double marine drop, clearing some creep in the top. Maru, on the other hand, is sticking on Biomine. That's interesting. No sign of him going too far up. He's actually going for 8 racks on 3 base. He's doing kind of an all-in play. He's not thinking of a fast 4th command center. He's just saying, Biomine for days, let's go. He's got 8 barracks up. He's got 3 bases, mostly full of workers, but he's not focusing on SCVs. He's just making 2-2 Marine Marauder. He doesn't have concussive shells, and he has 4 Marauders queued right now. A bit of miss macro from Maru, guys. Uncharacteristic to see such a top-tier player do it. But I gotta say, that makes me feel good. As someone who regularly has like 4 or 5 Marauders queued on a barracks accidentally, that it makes me feel good that Maru occasionally does the same. Ling Bane in the top, gathered up. They've defended pretty well. Still no macro hatch. Oh no, yes there is. She's got a macro hatchery and a 5th base now. Few banelings get focused down. Really good focus fire by Maru. She's on 76 workers, though a solid 20 worker advantage. And with 2-2 upgrades kicking in, this feels incredible for Scarlett. Spore Crawler in the main base, gonna shoot down the low drop. Maru with the quick turnaround, doesn't throw it away. 5 Hydralisks with movement speed are about to pop out. That's gonna give her a little bit more needed anti-air to kind of limit what these drops can do. She's also added a 6th gas geyser as well behind all of this, so she's trying to round out that income a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 gases only. So she's still playing a very low gas style. Just a handful of Hydras. 11 Hydras with move speed. I think she's going for round 2. 40 seconds until 2-2 finishes for Terran. If she can fight with the double upgrade advantage, that could be very nice. She doesn't have a crazy Baneling count. She's going to have about 30. But she catches him kind of out of position, which means if she can get some Ling Bane in the mineral line, that could do massive damage. She takes out that Widowmine before it can fire. A few of those SCVs should be going down. She detonates a couple on him. But she feels like, not the best position. His whole army's here. I better back off. I think that's a good call for her. If he chases her, he could get in trouble. There's a lot of Ling Bane ready to come in behind this. But at the same time, there's a lot of Widowmines in front of it. Most of them on Burrow. Scarlett's going to go in on that side. First Widowmine shot is rather deadly. She splits 3 Banelings to take off the 2 Widowmines. Very nice tactics from Scarlett. She's still got a big economy advantage. Remember, he's doing an 8 rack, so he does have the bigger army. She's building 11 drones! Oh no, not like this, Scarlett. She doesn't realize there's no 4th command center. She's probably assuming there's a 4th down here in location or something like that. 11 more drones is way too many. She needs to be doing nothing but army production right now. I mean, obviously she's been ahead. Maybe she gets away with this, but going to 85 workers right now versus a 52 worker, 3 base, all in Terran. Not optimal. She finds the rally though. A few Marines and Marauders left hanging out there. Those Widowmines not able to find the big boom booms. The second one gets a pretty good shot, but nothing game-changing just yet. She's trying to keep him back, and she's actually doing a good job of creating space for herself. Those Widowmines going down to the Hydras on the right side, none of them firing. The Ling Bane continuing to chase. It's such a heavy Marauder mix, but all the Widowmines went down. Marauders are only good if they've got Widowmines for support. He lost all the Widowmines because she ambushed him. Banelings find the mineral line at the exact same time, and Scarlett will not be perturbed. 18 SCVs. You may have snuck some mech over me in game 1. But this time, I know what's happening. I'm going to shut down your Reaper opening and clear this up. This is a beautiful play by Scarlett, who ambushed that army. And I tell you guys, if there's a big Marauder army with lots of mines spread through it, it's a nightmare for Ling Bane to engage into. But if you can separate those units and have most of the Widow mines set off or taken care of before the main engagement happens, Marauders don't have much damage output. When it's just a few Marauders spread out, Lings basically ignore them. You can attack move through that. You don't even care. It's the Widowmine splash combined with the tankiness of the Marauders that offers a real threat. Scarlett, she's still up against the wall here. Maru making this surprisingly close. It's that 8 racks production is so good. She keeps rolling more and more Ling Bane in. She kills another 9 SCVs. He's down to 27 workers. His production is absolute trash right now, but he is trading efficiently. She's got next to no Banelings left, and she's lost all creep on this central path. We all know about this central path being such a problem for Zerg players in this matchup. The Terran army setting up here is so hard to deal with. The Ling Bane coming forward. The Widowmine does hit a lot of Zerglings, but it also friendly fires some of the Terran as well. Maru does not have the numbers to continue this procession, and Scarlett, defending with poise, ties up the series. Alright guys, the deciding match here in this best of 3. Babylon. We got Scarlett representing the Shopify Rebellion in the bottom right. Her opponent in the top left, it is, of course, Onside Gaming's Maru. Maru. It looks like the same Reaper Wall-off build. I don't know if this build's that good, man. Is it? Wait. He hasn't rallied down for the second barracks. Oh, it's a 1 Rax expand with a low ground barracks. Interesting. Is he going to build Marine first? He's going Marine first. He's going to go for 2 Marines to kill her Overlord. Ooh, I'm telling you guys, Maru's such a tricky boy, guys. Maru is such a tricky boy. He's always doing these weird, crazy openings. Scarlett, how do you react when you see this? She's opened really standard so far. I'm going to go to her vision. She's about to get a Marine surprise, guys. Wouldn't it be funny if she pulls the Overlord back too quickly and thinks it's a Reaper build? She sees there's only 1 barracks and she's like, wait, what? Yeah, he had the first Marine. And now there's 2 Marines coming and the barracks will lift off as well. Barracks is like, you can run, but you can't hide. And the Overlords were like, I'm not very good at running. I kind of just float around. Can you leave me be, please? And there we go. Nice kill. She's building an Overlord. She needs to build another one. She was a bit slow to start the second Overlord there. It does cost her in the opening. She's going to start a quick link speed. That's interesting. He's going for a factory very early and a second gas. A highly aggressive build for Maru. However, that reactor gets very delayed. This slows down the follow-up pressure. It's interesting that she went link speed before third base. There's a very quick link speed. I wonder if she was planning some sort of Ling run by in a more standard game. But now she can't do it. Third command center does go up. What? Wait, why'd he go second gas if he's just going third command center? He's going battle cruiser? Is he playing 2-port BC? Is this 3 command center into 2-port BC or something? Why are we banking gas this early in the game? I'm curious. What a bizarre opening from Maru. I mean, I said it at the start of the series. Maru will just do weird openings. He doesn't play standard very much. Clem is pretty consistent and standard. Maru is always creative and interesting. And yes, guys, that is an opening. There is an opening between that barracks and factory. I think he's realizing this and he's like, oh, I guess I should probably build a bunker here or wall off the depots or something. I don't know if it's necessarily 2-port BC because there was no third gas yet, guys. Obviously, I'm just kind of thinking about the options out loud here. Scarlett's building extra queens. She's playing pretty solid so far. She's got a Zergling ready to go scout. Her link speed's finished. So the Hellions can't really do too much. Liberator's coming out. Interesting. Okay. He's just going to play a standard bio game, guys. The Ling pokes up the ramp. He sees... the Zergling sees Stim there. I don't even... Did Maru just open weird to make her uncomfortable and now he's going to play a completely standard biomine game from here? He is, isn't he? Yeah, second barracks builds there, third barracks there. He's going to start building some add-ons. He'll build a reactor with the factory and then probably a reactor on the starport as well. Hellions come in, take out one of the creep tumors. Nicely done. Scarlett's got a Spore Crawler on the way, which is obviously very good. It's in the Liberator position as well. So she seems to have an idea of what could be coming. 6 queens are out. Leia does start up. And Leia's very important because she needs an overseer to scout and go, what are you doing? Is it mech? Is it bio? What's happening? You know, she doesn't know about the third command center. There's a lot of question marks. Maru played mech game 1. He 8-racked you game 2. What weirdness does he have in store for you game 3? Let's go to Scarlett's vision. That Liberator's coming in. She spotted it, but I don't think she's paying attention, guys. Okay, there we go. She quickly moves that and go back to everyone's vision as she seems to be all over this. Oh, he focus fired a drone. That was manual. He clicked the drone with the Liberator and then unsieged it instantly. Nice play by Maru. Let's take a bit more damage. That Liberator has to go home to repair. All things considered, she's defended very well. She's got 10 Zerglings on the defense. She's got 6 queens, about to be 8 queens. And her upgrades shouldn't be too far behind. 1-1 starting from Maru, whereas Scarlett's Evos will be finishing in about 10 seconds. Is Maru ahead? Is Scarlett ahead? I do not know. She's got a good, solid, 13 worker lead right now. But his third will be saturating pretty quickly as he lands that. He's got a depot coming in, so he won't be supply blocked. Scarlett not really struggling with the supply blocks this time around. And she's actually playing 6 gas. I mean, this is not a good map for Mutalisks. I imagine it'll still be Hydra play. I think it's just because she's taking her gas quite late. So she feels she needs to catch up. She does start Carapace on time, but she's forgotten melee. She didn't have the gas for it before. She needs to remember to double back around and pay attention to starting that upgrade. That getting desynced by too much could cause a big impact later in the game. 5 gases are mining for Scarlett. Looks like she hasn't prioritized putting on that 6 gas. She's making Banes, Lings, all sorts of stuff. Everything except the melee upgrade, which means, yeah. I mean, it's good she started the important upgrade, but definitely an issue. Now, Maru hits a giant supply block. Wait. Maru's all in. He's 8-raxing. He's doing the spirit build. Guys, this is a spirits build. This is the spirit build. Maru, this is a fake third. He's not even sending workers there. If she sees that third has no workers on it, she should be able to hold. But she has no idea. Oh, God. I mean, she's massing Lings on 67 workers, so she might be able to defend, but this is such a hard push. Tanks, Hellions, all that stuff coming. She can give this base up. She does not need to defend that base. This is the spirit build where you show a third command center to get the Zerg being greedy, going 80 workers, all that sort of stuff. And then you just hit a surprisingly fast 8-rax, which is kind of like a 2 and a little bit all in because you've got that third orbital dropping mules. This is a very sharp timing attack, really throwing Scarlett out of her element. I think she just should give this base up. There's no reason to fight here. No, not around the corner. Her Lingbane's stuck behind her queens. She wants to defend the base, but oh my God, that is not good. She takes out one tank for like 30 units. Oh my God. Oh, damn. Oh, the queen's got to get rid of that liberator. If she focuses the lib, maybe. She can't be going in and out of this tank fire like this, though. Oh, this is a big problem for her. She thinks that third is saturated. Little does she realize she sent a Ling run by into an empty mineral line. Lingbane rolling forwards. The queens need to get rid of these tanks. She needs enough Lings to get rid of the tanks. If she can't clear the tanks, the Marines are going to finish her off. Either way, potentially. She's got more Banelings, but there's still one tank there. Maru's going to keep pushing forward. This man is relentless. Her Lings are doing a little bit of damage on that third base. He has very little economy there to even bother defending. Maru has an armory. He's got more Marines and tanks on the way. He hasn't killed this fourth yet. Scarlett, if she can get rid of this, she'll be okay. She does actually get rid of all the siege tanks. The units lost tab tells us a nasty story, though. That is disgusting. 2-to-1 cost efficiency. Every single Baneling. I don't know if a single Baneling is connected with anything other than a siege tank this game. 2-2's on the way. He's still using everything to scan the front, to rally Marine tank in the front. The fourth base goes down. Scarlett. She fought so hard to defend this base. She sacrificed so much, but she did not realize the context of the situation. We saw everything. She just said, oh, this is a surprising push. I should be able to defend this, though, because I stopped building workers at 66 drones. We could see, no. Even in this scenario, 66 drones is actually greedy compared to how bad Maru's economy is. If she just transfers drones to the top, does some Bane backstabs, and waits for the perfect flank, she could take it out. The problem is she sent Banelings in on their own on that side with the first engage, and then her queens were here. Her army was here, which meant she was attacking in this area up against the terrain. So her units were already clumping around the corner, which is very bad versus tanks. And not only that, but she also had her queens blocking her Lingbane from getting in on top. Great Spork Roller placement, though. She blocks that one, pulls her Lingbane back on the right side. She's still absolutely in this with a very decent shot. Her 2-2's a little behind, but not so far that it matters all that much. She's mixing in Hydras. She's got drones in that top right. Maru is still beelining in towards a Marine tank timing attack. He does not have any additional tech. It's just 2-2 Marines tanks. 2-2 Marines tanks, 8 barracks. That is all he wants to do. He wants to win with Marine tank or die trying. The only adjustment we'll see is because he's at 9 medevacs, about to be 10, he should swap to Liberator production in the near future rather than focusing on any more medevacs. Marines do take down some creep tumors in the bottom. Good transfuse. Only loses, I think, 1 queen there. She's lost 3 queens all game long. Units lost tab. Still looking incredibly powerful for Maru, though. And that's allowing his army supply to build. Look at all these Banelings he's picking off. Gosh, it's got to be so frustrating to play against these Terrans that couldn't. Did he just pick up into a... He just picked up 8 Marines into a 16 hit point medevac. Scarlett did a double take. She couldn't believe he did such a risky move at first. Double drop in the bottom is severely outnumbered by the Hydra Bane, but it's continuing to just pin those units there, which is very effective. She can see those units, but now comes the real push in the top of the map, and as he shuffles these tanks forward, this is not a good spot to fight. I think she's got to give this base up. I think it's too good of a position and just move to the south. She's going to go for it. She goes for the engage. The Link Bane rolling forward. Beautiful spready on the left side. There's even a tank out to the far left. Maru, you sicko. Who puts a tank there? Honestly. Who hits him? Who throws a shoe? That was a bloody odd job. That was random task. The siege tank there. The Zerglings getting taken out there. Hydra Ling Bane coming down. Maru with some beautiful positioning, and his micro and trading has just been off the chain. The moment he got momentum, and she kind of took a bit of a half-cocked fight in the first one, that was the big problem, because the moment he had the army advantage, Maru's just been like, cool, pick off Banelings here, run away. Here, pick off Banelings here, run away. He's been picking where and when all the fights happen, and it has just been a fantastic execution by him. That tank moving into a very aggressive position. She wants to defend, but the Hydras are crumbling to the Marines on the right flank. The Marines pull away from the Banelings. The tank is still standing, and the Hydras cannot hang on. Fantastic builds by Maru, and he just throws so much weirdness out there. It's so hard to read. Beautiful play by Maru.